Hey everyone, welcome back to the Everton Career Mode. It's Season 2, Episode 6, and the games today are on steroids, guys. You're in for a treat. We've got Palace, United, and Barcelona in the Champions League. But overall this month, we also have Newcastle and Middlesbrough, and looking at it, we really need to pick up as many points as possible this month because the December grind is coming up, and this year, it's absolutely brutal. 2 games against Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and then Leicester and Southampton are not easy games either. Throw in a Champions League fixture congestion, it is going to be brutal. You look at the league table, that's 6 games. 6 games against top 8 sides. That's going to be one hell of a Christmas grind. So far, we're first and we're doing well. We really are. 8 wins, a draw and a loss. We're the best in the league defensively, and we're up there in terms of offense. We're doing fantastically, but we've also only played Arsenal out of the top 8 sides. So we're not going to pick up too many points against the better sides. I feel certainly not at the rate we've been picking it up so far. So like I said, we need to get as many points as possible, and it starts off with Palace. We've done very well in the past against them. They play a 4-3-3, and they've made some alterations. Zaha is no longer at the club, but they're playing 2 pacey strikers out wide in Rodriguez and Edouard, and that is a threat to any team at any point in time. They're also playing Dahoud as striker, so this is probably going to be a little bit more of a false 9 setup, which is going to be interesting. They haven't done this before. They're playing Raksaki in the midfield, so that's a bit of an experiment. They're giving a prospect a chance, and then their solid base in midfield of Kouyaté and MacArthur is what lets them sort of go forward with their front players and with their fullbacks, and these guys stay behind and secure. Like I said, their fullbacks bomb forward, and that's because they're very pacey. They've got the crossing ability and the stamina to go with it, so that's how Palace like to play. Attack from those wide areas, attack with pace, break with pace. So we're going to have to be vigilant about that. And then their CB partnership has stabilized with Anderson and Guehi, so it's a solid overall mid-table Premier League club, and we just need to do our business here, guys. We're going to set up in a 4-4-2. There is a bit of a fitness issue with some of our players. They're going to have to pull through for us. I'm also giving some rotations, some chances to Rodgers, Cantwell, and Tony also deserve a start, and Holgate is subbing in for Godfrey. This is going to be an interesting game, especially with that false 9 setup. I feel like that might throw a wrench into our plans, but for the most part, we need to dominate play as usual, guys. Here we go.
Please welcome our visitors, Crystal Palace, and your Everton. The Blues line up as follows.
We started off really positively, guys, and we got a great opportunity here. Again, fast, direct play, 2 or 3 passes. Gakpo puts a very nice ball over the top, and that should have been a red, maybe. He was the last man. It was unfortunate. Richarlison was getting on the end of it, but we continued to attack in the same fashion, guys. 1, 2 passes out wide. We're already in their third. Rodgers puts a cross in, and Richarlison gets on the end of it, guys. 1-0, and what a first assist for Rodgers. He's blending into the system very nicely and understanding how we play, that we play very direct. We play 1 or 2 passes quickly to get into the final third as quickly as possible. Richarlison gets on the end of it. Great positioning. But Palace would start to slowly get a foothold in this game. And like I said, they love attacking from those wide areas, and that was their bread and butter. They throw it in here, and it's very close. In the 42nd minute, our defensive woes started to show. They play it centrally, and look at this, guys. Dahoud occupies the center backs, but what is that defensive line? What is that from Aarons and Rodgers? It's played to the winger. Rodriguez squares it, and it's 1-1. And this just sums up how shite we are defensively. At times, it's just so bad. So much space. Koulibaly, you should have done better, and no concentration to get it out, and it's 1-1, and it just got worse. It just got worse. Rodgers and his inexperience showed. He gets played for a fool a number of times here. Gets too tight on one occasion. Then he gets played again. The ball is in. No one puts in a tackle. It falls to the hood, and it's 2-1, and I am losing it at this point. What a load of shite that was. No one puts in a tackle. I mean, look at number 4. What is that? Scared of the ball. Soft as cottonelle tissue, Holgate. Fitness was a pretty big issue, guys, so I freshened it up, brought on Townsend and Davies in hope of it helping me in the second half. It didn't. The defensive shambles continued, and actually it got even worse. Koulibaly bull rushes forward here, and Holgate just runs away from the attacker. It's 3-1. What was that from Mason Holgate? He starts running away from the attacker instead of closing the goal threat. Seriously. What are you doing, Holgate? That is beyond Sunday League football. He just runs away like the guy's chasing him or something. Okay, fair play to Dahoud. It's a decent strike, but that is just such shambles, and it would only continue and get worse. Like I said, this was a complete, just utter destruction on the hands of Palace. They got whatever they wanted, and here Koulibaly just goes mad and takes the guy out in the box, and this is the worst I've seen since that Villa thrashing. It's put away by the Palace player, and all of a sudden it's 4-1 at home, and this is the worst performance of this season so far. Everybody is playing like a League 2 side, honestly. I decided at this point it's time to take Richarlison off because we're pretty much losing this game and he needs to be fresh for the next one. Besides, more legs in midfield is what I thought we needed anyway, so Da Silva is brought on, and finally we sort of bring it back, and maybe because it's so shocking that we're down 4-1, we started playing a little bit better. It's a decent ball from Cantwell here. Townsend puts it on net, but it's a great save from Butland, and we slowly started to mount some momentum, and it was at the hands of Cantwell, who was doing a lot of good work this game. He gets it out on the wing. He keeps possession, doesn't lose it. We bring it back. Da Silva plays it up to the edge of the box to Phillips, and this is goal of the season, guys. Wow. What a strike from Calvin Phillips. And at this point, it got my blood pumping just a little bit. Maybe we can get something out of this game, despite how shite we've been. Just absolute horrendous. This deserves to be goal of the season for the entire league. That is as top corner as it gets. Wow. What a goal from Calvin Phillips. And we would continue to ride this momentum. It's put in for Ivan Toney. We play it around, and we have a very good chance. One time into Cantwell, and he strikes it. It's a post, but it falls to Toney, and it's 4-3, guys. Yes! We're going to bring this back. I know it. We're going to bring this back. What a goal here. What a counterattack. And Toney finds himself in the right position as he has this entire season. He really has been exemplary this season, and I thought we would be able to bring it back. But unfortunately, Palace locked up shop and at the end added salt to the wounds and put it in for 5-3. And Phillips' reaction says it all. This has been just such a poor performance, just so unlike our team. And I know we've had our defensive struggles, but this is as bad as that Villa game last season where we lost 5-1. Just everyone all over the place. No cohesion in defense. Holgate, what an absolute shocker from Mason Holgate. He has been consistent thus far, but that was just downright tragic. Okay then, I definitely have to take a breather after that whipping from Palace. In the meantime, there's some news. Virginia is getting sold to Genk for 3.4. That's our backup goalie who was loaned out last season. And the transfer offers are starting to trickle in, honestly, at a snail's pace. And I would love to have more offers, but they are trickling in. The transfer sum is increasing for a potential winter transfer window signing. And I have a feeling, I have this nagging feeling we're going to need it because one of our better players is going to get stolen from under our nose. A big club is going to come in and one of them is going to leave. I just have that feeling. We have to be prepared for this contingency. I made a segment in the last video with a short list of guys just ideas of players who could replace key figures in our squad. Check it out. Leave comments in the description below of anyone, big profile signings you'd like to see in this series, whether from that list or from your own ideas. I love it when you guys engage in the comment section. Please do that. In terms of other news, the youth squad has been neglected a little bit, but that's only because there was such a good youth intake last season. There was a number of players, Rogers, who has already featured in our squad a number of times. It was just a really good intake, and so I decided to dial it down a little bit. In fact, I changed my rule set a little bit, the one I have in my Google Drive link in the description below. I'm not going to have a 16-man squad. I'm going to have an 8-man squad from now on in my career modes going forward, just streamlining it a little bit, making it easier to manage, making it easier for you guys to follow along. I'm going to give more updates. This isn't a series, Everton, where I'm focusing on the youth. There will be a series coming up next. In fact, it's my next series, which I'm dropping this Wednesday. I'm really excited to show you that, so please tune into that. That will have a lot more emphasis on youth. For the Everton career mode, we will populate our youth team again up to 8 players, and there's a number of very decent players that our scouts are finding. Matthew Power, the best of them, a very good defensive player, 6'3", so I'll be looking to snag him, but just a number of players who show great potential or good starting overall that we could bring in and bolster our youth setup for the future. Who knows? Maybe one of them will become a star. Rogers is already becoming just a really good left back. Although he had a number of woes, especially in that Palace game, he really is a decent player. All right, guys, we're going to move on now to the Man United game, and this is the marquee game, guys. Man United in this series has produced some of the best games to watch, and it's always a pleasure playing them. The biggest club reputation-wise in England. They're not doing so well now, but they have threat up front. I mean, Ronaldo and Fernandes, the Portuguese duo, is just devastating, and that's where it starts. But they have Rashford and Sancho up front as well. Electric pace, great dribbling, and United is all about offense. They want to counter you, but they also want to, in possession, just sustain the pressure and just keep on attacking you, and that's how their team is set up. Even their CMs are set up more so to either attack from deep, box-to-box style like Van de Beek, or Fred, who is more about recycling possession. The weakness for United comes in their whole defensive setup, especially this game. You can see they're playing Van de Beek and Fred, whose defensive awareness is below average in terms of the Premier League, 72 and 75. And then their fullbacks, Williams and Telles, are more so about going forward, about whipping balls, and about keeping possession. Again, defensively, not that good. Average to below average for the Premier League, defensively speaking. And then they're forced to play Tuanzebe and Bailly this game. Again, fast, and it plays towards their more offensive style, but defensively speaking, shaky. I don't know if they're forced to do this or it's by design, but this is a big opportunity for us to take advantage of. If we can just hold out and not lose a goal, I feel like we can successfully attack Man United. This squad isn't that good defensively. We're going to go with our strongest lineup, 4-3-3. We don't have the fitness issues. The only player missing is Doucouré because he's out injured. Otherwise, this is what I consider my strongest squad. This is going to be one hell of a game, guys. Let's get into it.
Into the field. Here's how the Red Devils are lining up. Number 26, Dean Henderson.
It was free-flowing attacking football from United like I said it would be, and we had to weather the storm early on. Ronaldo makes a darting run and he puts it just over the bar. 9 times out of 10 he buries that. And again, they continued to pressure us in numbers, and they brought it back to the midfield, who pushed up, and they had shots from distance a number of times. Fred puts it just wide. We were lucky a little bit, but finally we waited and we got our break. Phillips gets the interception here, and one-touch football, guys. Look at this beautiful play. A number of quick passes. Guendouzi makes a darting run. Bailly brings him down, and it's a red card for Bailly. Goodbye. And this game just opened up for us. with some good, fast, one-touch football. And defensively suspect United shows its face again. Clear red card. It was the last man. And right after that, the free kick was deflected out. Gakpo gets on the end of the corner, and it's 1-0, guys. And United are down in the dumpster. We're up. They have a red card, and this is looking very good. Gakpo, out of all people, gets on the end of it. He doesn't score many headers, but again, that CB is gone. So free headers all day long, guys. And it just started a lavine. From then on, we pushed our momentum and we pushed it fast. Again, you can see the amount of space with 3 only at the back. Criminal that they didn't make a substitution to bring on a CB. Richarlison gets into the box and he puts it just wide. And we continued to attack and attack. Again, Calvert-Lewin gets in the box, turns and puts it in the back of the net for 2-0. What a game at Old Trafford, and Man United fans are in shock. But this is exactly what happens when you're tactically inept and you don't bring on a CB. You have to bring on a second CB, or else you're gonna get torched just like this. United started to get something going in the second half. First 10-15 minutes, they actually had some decent opportunities. We didn't come out with the energy that I would have liked, and I feel like that was a contributing factor to this. Fernandes on the cutback gets a great chance. Pickford makes the save, and at that point, I thought substitutions were in order. Alan St-Maximin for that extra burst of energy. Just in general, fresh legs and bringing off key guys in preparation for that Barcelona game that we have coming up. And honestly, the substitutions were a 10. They really were. And this play right here illustrates how I love this style of play. Quick, direct football, one-touch passes. Tony in acres of space. No one picks him up, and he slots it in, guys. 3-0. And United is just all over the place. They're on their knees, and I'm loving it. After that Palace game, this makes me feel a lot better. It really does. And it's just funny. It's just funny how United can be so bad. And I know it's a red, but it was an onslaught. We continued to attack them, and it was just an onslaught. Townsend gets it out wide. He throws it in for Tony, and it's 4-0, guys. It's 4-0, and we already won 4-0 last season against United, and now it's 4-0 here. And to be fair, Tony has just been marvelous. He really has. Just so prolific. He's our top goal scorer this season, and this was outstanding, guys. I mean, look at this. This is what they teach. Keep your eyes on the ball. It comes over, he looks over his shoulder, and he strikes it cleanly into the bottom corner. Sweet. Just sweet. And it continued to happen because United just apparently didn't want to sit back and make sure they didn't get humped. They decided, no, let's just keep attacking. And it just did not work in their favor. We had a very good opportunity. Guendouzi also had a really good game. He pings it to Townsend. Again, he gets it on the wing, and he delivers it, and Tony's just waiting there. And it's 5-0, and this is just a comedy of errors from United. Just a complete write-off. And what a performance for Tony. A hat-trick. Pretty sure, actually, a perfect hat-trick. And he has just been exemplary for us. He really has. And United has just been shocking this game. And we bounce back with a 5-0 win after that humping from Palace. I'm quite satisfied, and I know it was a red, but this is exactly what we needed, guys, to get back on track. And hopefully from now on, the Palace will just be a blip in our record. Hopefully from now on we'll be better. Alright guys, we're taking that momentum from the United game into this very important game against Barcelona. Yes, we're first in the group and we're pretty much guaranteed knockout stages, but we want to get seeding and retain first place. You want to avoid the PSGs, the Bayerns, the Real Madrids, and get an easier route to the quarterfinals. A tie should be enough. In the event we lose, I don't see Barcelona dropping points against Frankfurt and we'll end up second. I think I have a good beat on how Barcelona plays. They're godly in possession and average out of it. So either we need to limit them in possession, which is easier said than done, or we need to be very, very decisive in our counter opportunities. That's how we'll get our chances. I don't see this game ending up much different than the first game where we won 4-3 at Goodison. There's going to be a lot of back and forth attacking football from both sides. They have a number of great players up front. Aguero, Dembele, Depay, great technical ability, and behind them they have that midfield trio who dominate possession. Pedri, the next big thing out of Spain, 88 short pass. De Jong, 93 short pass. Pjanic, deep lying playmaker. Enough said. The only sub they're making is Selic at the back. Honestly, their back doesn't really worry me that much. It's set up to be more offensive, but they're not that great. They're beatable. And we've beat them before. I'm setting up in the same system, 4-3-3, a solid midfield. I'm playing Holgate, even though he was tragic against Palace, because I need to be able to play up from the back. They do press at times, and I'm going with Richarlison at striker instead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. A mobile front three, just like in the first game. It worked, and I'm hoping we can do this again. Let's repeat, guys. Let's go.
Impecables los hombres del Everton en su salida al campo. Y madre mía, esta apoteosis verdaderamente intimidaría al más pintado.
Guys, Barcelona had a really good day, and we started off shaky. Dembele gets it on the wing in the 5th minute. He puts what seems like a tame ball in, and we can't deal with it. Guys, what was that defensive shambles all about? Holgate, I have to say, must be coming in high into work. I have no other explanation for this. He's been so dumb this entire episode, and Dean is smiling. There's nothing to laugh about, Dean. We need to win this game. We continue to have some defensive woes, and Barcelona continues to be vintage Barcelona. One-touch football. Pickford has to make a save. Dembele recycles the ball. We're really disinterested in the box. It's a layoff pass for De Jong, and it's 1-0. Phillips should have done a lot better. He was pedestrian there. He should have put in a tackle, try to intercept the ball. Nah, he's just strolling in the middle of the box. It's just inexplicable. And Barca's up 1-0, and they continue to press their advantage. And when they play like this, there's not much I can do. Aguero turns in. I think it's tipped by Pickford, but 2-0. And it's almost the 30th minute, and we're already down. I know it's Camp Nou, but I thought we would have put up a little bit more of a fight. We just can't get close to Barcelona, and that's partly because of us and the defensive shambles we're playing, and partly because Barcelona is so good. Our fortunes changed, though. Lenglet loses his mind. This is the second red in a row this episode, and it's a clear red. If you look at the replay again, it studs up. He deserved to go off, and this changes the complexion of the game. Maybe we can get back, and I have renewed hope, and I started to attack. It took me a while because Barca still kept possession, but I finally fashioned the chance. Dean whips it in. Richarlison finds himself, and it's 2-1, guys. That's perfect. That's exactly the scenario I needed going into the second half, guys. The CB wasn't there. Richarlison found himself and put a very nice header in. I decided it was time to go for it, guys. 4-4-2 attacking football. Bring on DCL because they don't have a center back. More direct style of play. We gotta go for it. And I was really excited for the second half, but it's Barca who struck first. Dean, what are you doing, man? You get turned inside out, and Dembele just smashes it into the top corner. Pickford is incensed, and so am I, because we have a mountain to climb now again because of stupid defensive errors just like this one. The rest of the team is just looking at it. And it's 3-1, and getting 2 goals against Barcelona on any day, and I don't care if they have a red, is difficult, but we're going to have to try our best. And you could see the reaction from me even in game. It's just like, what is going on? And honestly, I said to myself, just play open football. Just play free-flowing, attacking football. Don't worry about the repercussions, because there's no other way to get back. And right from the kickoff, right after that, I started playing more adventurous, more brave, and started moving the ball around like it belonged to me and not Barcelona, and it paid off, guys. We have a great chance in for Alan St. Maximin, and it's in, guys, but it's just offside. Oh, that must have been inches. But we continue in the same vein, and we attack Barcelona continuously, guys. We were the dominant force here in the second half. Again, out wide to Alan St. Maximin, but this time he runs and delivers a perfect ball in for Richarlison. It's 3-2, yes! And what a goal it was from Richarlison, guys. It looked like just a nice tap-in, but it was so much more from this maestro of a player, Richarlison. You'll see it on the replay here. This rivals Phillips for goal of the season because of the way he finished it. Look at that. Back heel. And you can see it on the slow-mo here on the replay. Just majestic from Richarlison. And it's 3-2. And he's turning on God mode, guys. And it's time for us to bring it back. I make some more substitutions. Townsend on for Gakpo because he was tired. And I was thinking maybe bring on fresh legs in midfield, but Phillips was actually having a really good game, so I just decided to put Lorenzo on the left and bring on Aarons on the right, just have extra energy at fullback because we're going to try to press as much as possible. We get a break. Townsend gets it to Richarlison. He's one-on-one, makes a nice little deke, and he caresses it in. It's 3-3, guys. 87th minute, and we're tied. And this is God mode from Richarlison, and he is single-handedly putting us in a position to get first place in this group. He puts it in. What a cultured finish from Richarlison, and I am loving what I'm seeing. And this is the exact reaction we needed. We just need a tie. Obviously, a win automatically guarantees us first, but a tie puts us in such a good position. Next game is CSKA. And I was so excited because we tied it up so late. I was sure that we could drive this home. I mean, it's only a few minutes, and I know Barca, even down to 10 men with the possession, they can just make one play and it can destroy you. But I was so hopeful. But Barca came, and they put it into the box, and it's a stupid defensive error, and it's a penalty. And I know Di Lorenzo is playing slightly out of position, but he's played there before with success, and he just makes a hash of it. And it's a penalty in like the 90th minute. And we're about to lose this game. I have a feeling they have such good technical players. And I know Pickford's a good goalkeeper. And like Barca fans are playing. I'm praying. And Pickford dives the right way. But it's a great penalty from Pjanic. And the scenes at Camp Nou. Obviously they're happy. But I am just distraught. Distraught because we had it, guys. We had it. First of all, they had a red, and we came back, and we got that goal before half, and I thought we would kick on. Then, unfortunately, Dembele gets a goal. We have a mountain to climb, but we climb it. Richarlison puts us on his back, gets 2 goals. He gets the match day ball, you can see, but he's not really that happy. At the end of the day, it's a loss, guys, and we probably don't get first in the group. It's been such a roller coaster of an episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to tune in to my new series, which is dropping Wednesday. And I will see you then, guys. Laters.